It's time to rock and roll. Well, hey, good evening, everybody. It's Monday night, which means it's there's no football on tonight, which means it's Rotary training time. And so we're gonna talk about our club trainer position. It's actually been changed to the district or the club learning facilitator, which is kind of a mouthful. Naomi and I changed it to the Alaka'i. So Alaka'i in Hawaiian means like the guide. It's kind of like if you go to Halau and the Kumu doesn't actually do any of the teaching, it's the Alaka'i that actually does the teaching. So it's kind of like the graduate assistant who does all the teaching a lot in these classes. So anyway, we wanted to talk a little bit about this position. Some of you are new to this position, never have done it before. Some of you are not Alaka'is or learning facilitators, but you might be a club president and you're interested in what this position is all about. So tonight, I'm going to kind of walk you through what this position actually does, and it's really a crucial position, and we've been talking about it actually for about 5 or 6 years now, I think, Naomi. And so it's sort of got some traction, but the clubs that actually have them, like I'm the club trainer for my club, in really it's really helpful in the club. So it actually gives the sorry about that, Mike. I don't know if you can hear this. There's dogs out here barking, but I'm in a dog neighborhood. It's really a helpful position because it's the go-to person, and everybody and every club has sort of this go-to person that sort of knows things, been around a long time, been a past president, knows where the banners are, where are those folding chairs? They know where they are. So that's the kind of person you want to look for in a Alaka'i. So first thing, let me walk you through this PowerPoint, but
Good. Well, before you start that,
Yeah.
or while you're doing that, I want to
go ahead, because I
I'm
gotta
going to
go.
let you know that Victoria Lowe is here with us. Victoria is with the Rotaract E Club Ohana. Victoria, welcome thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for the introduction, Naomi.
Thanks.
So Victoria, you want to tell us a little about yourself if you're just here now?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So I'm the current president of our my Rotaract club, which is called Rotaract E Club Ohana. My club started around like 2021, and I've been one of the founding officers for as well. A little background on the personal side. I work in IT as a software programmer, and I work for Hawaiian Airlines.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I used to work for them back, when the planes first came out. And
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, back, yeah. Well, yeah, it's a long story, but anyway, I'm glad you're working for them. It's a good outfit. Okay, so let's kind of get going and walk you through this. You may have some questions afterwards, and then Naomi will share a little bit about things that you can actually do as a club learning facilitator. All right, let's see.
I'm sorry, but I've got to go. I have a dinner reservation with my high school classmate from 54 years ago.
Do that.
Yeah, a few days back, right? So I've got that commitment made months and months ago. So
yeah, no worries.
thank you, Vince and everybody. Naomi, wonderful. Thanks.
We're in good shape. All right, so let's kind of dig into this. Okay, so Rotary's success really depends on continuity, right? So you can imagine your club if it started all over every year, right from the beginning, like nothing happened. And so we depend on continuity, and continuity comes basically from people who have leadership positions, who pass information on, who keep information, who help the new people that come into the club to get up to speed with information they need to be a Rotarian or to be part of the club. So without continuity, you know, our clubs really could not survive, because starting all over from the beginning every year on July 1, it's just not doable. So we need to build continuity into our clubs every year. So the Alaka'i, or the learning facilitator, the trainer, okay, they are really critical in developing what we call Rotary IQ. And what Rotary IQ is basically your knowledge around Rotary, right? Because what we find is that a knowledgeable Rotarian is an engaged Rotarian, right? And so when you take a look at the leadership of our district, like we just got off of a call about the district governor position, right? And so all of the people that were on the leadership line or in the leadership line in our district, very high Rotary IQ, meaning they've taken a lot of time to learn stuff about Rotary. And even at a basic level, when people come into the club, even if they get that little Rotary Basics booklet, and I still remember Nalani giving me my first one. As soon as you start learning things about Rotary, then you start sort of connecting with the information, and that information then becomes your springboard in engaging with Rotary as an organization. So like I was saying, an informed Rotarian is an engaged Rotarian. So the more people know about Rotary, the more they tend to participate. Okay, and so as they're engaged, engagement really helps us to develop leadership in Rotary. And leadership, it's essential in Rotary because, you know, if the base of Rotary is our clubs, right? You know, there's 46,000 clubs all across the world, right? And if we didn't have leadership in our clubs, where would it be clubs? So it's a pretty easy equation, right? No leadership, no clubs, no Rotary, all right? So we got to have leadership in the club, and this Alaka'i position, very key to having that. All right, so the Alaka'i really helps the president achieve their agenda. So, you know, I'm thinking about like last year when my wife was the president of our club. So I'm the club Alaka'i, the trainer. And so, you know, anytime she had a question about something, she would ask me. She needed to, like, who's in charge of this? I probably knew the answer. But if the president has an agenda or a set of goals, their partner, or as we call it, their co-pilot, is the club, is the Alaka'i. Now, the trainers or the Alaka'i, they help to develop the club's leadership infrastructure. And so the leadership infrastructure is basically the president, president-elect, secretary, treasurer, the board members, then all your different committee chairs, right? So getting crucial leadership people in these positions help to put that infrastructure together that supports and allows the club to thrive. Okay, so what kind of person makes a good club trainer, right? Well, the club trainer is typically an experienced, like, go-to person, right? It's typically somebody who's already been the club president, been on the board, been around a long time, you know, has a really pretty high Rotary IQ, is available and wants to help the club advance and move forward, right? It's typically, like I was saying earlier, every club has kind of this go-to person, right? And if you're thinking in your club, you might be that person, right? You might be the go-to person in your club. If you think about your club and you're like, okay, if I wanted to know where the banners are stored, who would I ask? That's the go-to person, okay? Okay, think of the club this person, the club trainer, is as like your kupuna or your club alaka'i, right? It's the person that's guiding, the person that's giving advice, the person that's helping to answer questions, to help achieve goals, to help put programs together. And typically, the person who has this position wants to have that position. You know, they want to be a part of it. So I always put this slide in there. If Yoda was a Rotarian, he would be the Alaka'i. Okay, most crucial thing, right, is a new member orientation. Okay, so here's a fact that some of you already know about Rotary, or you may not know about Rotary. So every year, the number of new Rotarians that we get into Rotary, like let's say system-wide, we have 125,000 brand new Rotarians all over the entire system, the entire world. Okay, at the end of the year, we lose the same amount. Okay, so it's it's hard for Rotary, especially in North America, and especially even in our district, District 5000, to really make those numbers grow, because people leave Rotary, and the reason that well, there's lots of reasons why they leave, but one of the reasons why they stay, okay, is that they have a good orientation right from the beginning. They're connected into the club. They create relationships within the club. They understand early on the mission of what Rotary does. They like the meetings. The meetings are really good. They're fun and meaningful. There's meaningful service projects out there. And then there's opportunities for people to grow as a person in Rotary. So this new member orientation is really, really crucial. Because we've talked to members before where, especially in a really big club, where you can be inducted as a member, but if the orientation isn't really strong, then you'll sort of just get kind of lost in the minutia of all the different things the club's doing. So this new member orientation is really great. Now, I want to put a plug out here. On Saturday at 9 o'clock, and we're trying to do this once a month, we're doing a 1 hour presentation on Welcome to Rotary. And it's basically what Rotary is about, you know, some information about the history of Rotary, information about our district, what does Rotary mean to you, all of it, some really basic things about Rotary that help people understand, help boost that Rotary IQ, and then help them to really engage and become a part of their Rotary club. Okay, so club trainers are constantly dripping information or to members. So in our club, they give me a couple of minutes every meeting, and I usually will talk a little bit about, you know, some statistic or historical thing about Rotary, because people, unless you really want to learn about Rotary and it's built into your meetings, or you want to take the trainings, or you're interested in going online and studying about Rotary, you have to sort of build that into your meetings. And the club trainer or the Alaka'i is the person that can do that. Okay, now some clubs, they rewrite their bylaws to make sure they have a club trainer. Okay, and so, you know, this position is so important to a lot of clubs that they make sure that that person is always sort of seamlessly involved in all of the future planning and stuff that they're doing in Rotary. So write it in your bylaws, you know, if you want to, you can. Okay, and Alaka'i has plenty of, sorry, didn't spell resources correctly, but there's a lot of resources that are out there for actually anybody that's in Rotary. So if you've never been on the Rotary, the Learning Center, there's literally hundreds, maybe thousands of courses that you can take from everything that, every possible subject that you can think of. We have really great resources within our district, on our website. like this particular meeting, it gets recorded, it gets put on the website, as webinar recordings. There's all kinds of different links on our website. So if you're a president, foundation chair, there's lots of resources. Plus, there's a lot of people resources within our district, people that you can call that are glad to help you get information that you need about whatever it is you're looking for. And like I was just saying, on our website, this is a kind of an old snapshot of our website, but lots of resources on our website, a ton of them in the Learning Center, in My Rotary. So if you don't have a My Rotary account, then you need to go and set one up so you can have access to the Learning Center. Okay, so the Alaka'i reminds us of our why, right? And our why is like, why are we doing this, right? Because there's lots of other things that we could do with our time. But when you have a chance, especially if you're around other Rotarians, and you see the width and breadth of what Rotary is about, that's why I really, having gone to my first international convention in Singapore, I mean, when you see the amount of people that are involved in Rotary from all these different countries all over the planet, so you see the impact of some of these service projects that they're doing all over the world. I mean, it is amazing. So you start thinking, man, I'm a member of this organization, because we tend to think, you know, Rotary is just our little club and what our little club is doing, or maybe the clubs that are in our area. But Rotary is not just us locally here. We're a piece of something that is worldwide. It's gigantic, you know, 1.5 million Rotarians over 200 countries. And so when these guys roll out at the convention, it's really pretty cool, because they dress up in their ethnic clothing, and it's really, really kind of cool to be a part of that. And it makes you see that, wow, you're a part of something that's really, really big. So leadership transition is the most critical time for Rotary. So at the end of one Rotary year, where you're talking about May, June, and then now July, August, where we're making that transition, it's really critical, because this is where continuity happens. And so if you don't build in that kind of continuity, or the groups, your club isn't working together to have that seamless transition, it's going to be super challenging for the new leadership group that comes in. And I know that one of the things that we hear a lot from incoming presidents is that they're fearful that they're going to have to do this on their own, right? That there won't be anybody there to help them. And part of what the Alaka'i does is to make sure that there's always somebody there to support the president and to help them to achieve the things that they have listed down in their goals. Now, continuity builds success, right? So, you know, like here's the Hilo Club, right? I see Bev because she's on my screen right here. Now, they didn't get to be the biggest club in our district overnight. I mean, that was built over a number of years. And so that continuity went into the next year, that went into the next year, that went to the next year. So it's really important that we understand that all of these, the things that happen in Rotary, there's a learning curve that has to happen, but this collective information just kind of moves forward. And it's part of us and our district learning facilitators, the assistant governors like Bev and the other ones that are on there, and then the district governor, of course, to make sure that this information moves seamlessly across. Okay, and the last slide is basically an Alaka'i or a club train is really critical to the success of your club. And so if you don't have one, you should consider really having one in your club, either appointing one or talking to your board and having your board appoint one in your club, because this is a crucial position in helping your club to succeed. So I'll have Naomi add anything to that. And, we're lucky to have some dignitaries here tonight. So Milani, you can add something to that. And we got Bev, Assistant Governor, on tonight. So you want to add something to that? Go ahead, Naomi.
And we have Ross too.
Oh yeah, Ross is on too, eh, Ross?
So I want to add that, when we talk about the why, the last meeting we had with the boards was about the club experience and how we want people to have the club experience, because that's why they stay. That's why they get value out of being a Rotarian. And so we only have so much time in a day. So you want to make it count. And so we feel strongly that the Alaka'i is the one that can help with keeping the club moving. So your role as a trainer or learning facilitator is to get the board members to know what they need to do. So if you visualize a canoe and everybody's paddling at the same time and everybody's carrying their weight, the canoe will move. Okay, because if you have someone who's not paddling at the same time, they don't know what they're supposed to do, then it's going to drag down the canoe. It's not going to go as fast. So if you can have that picture in your mind as you're the Alaka'i, the person in the back that's hitting the cadence, making sure all of the paddlers are paddling so they know how to paddle and they have the vision to paddle and move the boat forward, the canoe forward. So you're really important to the success of your club, because hopefully you have that knowledge of what needs to be done. So Eva, your question about a new member is better if you have like the past president be the Alaka'i, right? Benson, you said the past president is the best person because they went through all of the training and they kind of see how the club is working. But you want to have someone who has that knowledge of how things should be. So what you can do right now is help your board members learn what they need to do. So they can go to the learning center, they can go view our recordings. If everybody knows what to do and they're all working together, your club will move forward. So your job is to try and help them understand what their role is, encourage them to do that, and be that wing person for your president, so that the president doesn't have everything on their shoulder. Yeah, you've got a team of people that can move it forward for the club. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tina, you're nodding your head.
Mm-hmm.
You have something to say? And then Milani will go to you. Oh, you got muted. Sorry.
Mute. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that all really makes sense. And sometimes the difficulty is providing those resources for the board members and having them follow through with your suggestion to learn. They don't always follow through. So that kind of drags the canoe down a little bit. But I guess perseverance is the key. Keep working at it. So
Go ahead, Milani.
Okay, what I wanted to add is in our club, our board meetings, so there's a lot of members that don't show up and we don't have a quorum. So we rewrote in our bylaws to allow the club trainer, the Alaka'i, to be a board member when there is a short. So that is something that you can do, which we have implemented in our club. My club president says, we can't even have a meeting. We can't have a quorum. I said, well, if you can write something down, and I'm always at your meeting to help you. I'm the soundboard for you, or say, why did the club do this? I said, well, back in blah blah blah, I'm that resource, so you can also step it up when you don't have someone available to do a quorum in your board meeting. Your Alaka'i can do it because they know what, or should have a little knowledge of, the functions of running a club and all of that. Whether they'll listen or not, that's another thing.
Okay, James, you got that? get written into the bylaws that you're a board member, James.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
James
you
can
have
give
a quorum.
the thumbs up. So, you know, as we're talking about board training, right? We just did board training the last weekend. And
Yeah.
so I think, you know, one of the most important things, or maybe the most important thing, the responsibility of your board is to make sure that you're achieving your action plan, your strategic plan, whatever you guys put out as far as your goals. So I told like in our club, they're putting together their action plan for the year, and it's our board's responsibility to look at that document, because we know that there are people that make action plans and they're all nice and, you know, really neat and wonderful, and then they put it in somebody's drawer and then it just sits there. You know, I went to a club one time to facilitate their action plan. I said, "You guys have a current action plan?" They said, "Oh no, we did one in 2017 and it's sitting in John's drawer over there. And so we can pull it out anytime, but we haven't seen it in 5 years." So it's a dynamic document, right? It's something that has legs on it. It has a life. It's like your business plan. So every month when you get together, you're looking at that and you're saying, all right, are we achieving this? Are we close to it? Are we not close to it? Do we need to change it? Is this not even a doable goal for us? That is a crucial piece. And the Alaka'i, the club trainer can help to push that along and said, okay, guys, are we looking at our action plan? Are we hitting the goals that we set? Do we have things in motion? Do we have the resources, the right people? So critical thing. Because I've been to some clubs where they have a board meeting and they don't have a board meeting because they say, well, you know, we don't have anything to talk about. I said, yeah, you do. You have that. I say all the goals that the president put in there, man. I mean, they're not going to achieve that by themselves. You guys got to help out. So.
And
So-
it's that accountability, Benson, that each
Yeah.
person on the board has that accountability. So, you know, taking the action plan down a notch and ask every position, you know, what would you like to do in your position? And so part of that would be learning what they need to do. And so James and Tina, you know, maybe some encouragement if they take the class. But first thing is the name of the person who is in the position needs to be in Club Runner. Because when you put that name in Club Runner, Rotary International sends them a message that says, congratulations, and these are some classes you can take on the Learning Center. So it's addressed to them. It's individually recognizing that that person is in that position. So number one is try and put all of the people into the position on Club Runner. Okay, then they get that email. But ask them, you know, what would you like to do in your position? So if everybody has an idea of what they're going to do and they have input and ownership, then, you know, maybe they will feel like they want to do the best they can as secretary or treasurer. So the awards criteria, the checklists are coming out hopefully this week. So what you can do is give that to the chairs and say, hey, you know, this is the awards checklist. Let's try and see what are the things that are important to this position or that committee. And let's try and do as many as you can by the end of the year so we can get that award for that. So be on the lookout for the checklist. They should be on the website very shortly. Ted will send out a message that it's available.
Okay, I'm gonna switch topics real quick, and I want to talk about club experience. Okay, so all you guys can see this little graphic, right? So my personal feeling is that I think Rotary, because of, you know, how cool we are, and people are interested and curious about Rotary, people come to Rotary, I think, just sort of organically. I mean, when you look at like my club, okay, I would say 80% of the people that are in there, they're being brought in by about 20% of the people. The people that like to do memberships will bring new members in. Rotary puts a lot of emphasis on bringing new members into Rotary, which is a great thing. All right, but if you take a look at your club and you think, can everybody in here actually bring in a new member? Maybe they can. There's people in our club that, they like being in Rotary, but they don't want to really bring people into Rotary. But what they can do, and what everybody can do, is work on club experience. Now, what Rotary research tells us is that the single most important factor in member satisfaction is the club experience. And the club experience is basically 5 things, right? All right. The first thing, number one up here, is meeting enjoyment, that they enjoy the meetings, right? So when the members either have fun or they feel like, wow, that was a really good speaker, that was a good use of my time. I know a lot of clubs, and our club had sort of kind of gotten into this rut where every year we just had the same nonprofit guys come in and talk to us. And then we changed the person who was setting up the meeting speakers. And then we just started getting more diverse stuff, stuff that's current. People are interested in current things, but people don't enjoy the meetings and like them, then they're not going to come to the meetings. I went at last year's zone to a membership workshop that was put on by this guy, Kelly Atkinson from Utah. And his advice to us was, here's all you have to remember at a meeting. Make them laugh, make them cry, make them feel when they're walking out that was a great use of my time. Okay, so meeting enjoyment is number 1. Number 2 is confidence in club leadership. Okay, when members feel like they have input into the club, their club leaders are open to their ideas, they trust the leaders to make good decisions for the club, then they have confidence and they feel like, okay, I want to be heard, and if I have some opinion about something, I have leadership in my club that's going to listen to me. That also means that your club is actively working and developing new leadership, right? Because there's lots of people, I feel like everybody that comes into Rotary is a leader, right? And if they either, maybe they don't know they haven't had any training, nobody's asked them to step up, but confidence in leadership or developing that leadership, really important. Like I said earlier, it's pretty simple, right? No leadership, no clubs, no Rotary. Okay, number 3 is the personal growth opportunities. When members feel that their club and Rotary offer them ways to develop skills and to grow, members like that, right? And so, a lot of the really great things that's happened to me in Rotary is I've come to get to know people and get to learn the things that they know and be in positions where I can grow as a person. So in the decade that I've been a Rotarian, I can honestly say that I'm completely, well, a lot of me has changed a lot since I've been a Rotarian, because you evolve in your thinking. When I first started coming to Rotary, I thought, oh, Rotary is a service organization, which it is. Okay, and then I evolved into thinking, well, actually, Rotary is a leadership organization, which it is too, right? But now, my latest iteration of what I think Rotary is, I think it's a relationship organization, and it thrives and really is meaningful because we have these close personal relationships, and that's the 4th one, just making connections and making relationships. Like at one point we had 3 Rotarians in our club that were all over 50 years in Rotary. And when you ask them, so why are you still in Rotary? Their answer was, there's relationships in here that I really like and really enjoy. And the last one really is about meaningful service. And I think if and we're, for the most part, all the clubs are doing that. And if I think if every club really focused on these 5 things and creating that really great club experience for everybody, we would lose a lot less people. We might lose just half of the people that we normally do at the end of the year, because people will connect to the meetings, connect to the leadership. They'll have opportunities to grow, connect and have relationships with the people that are there. And of course, when you do meaningful service, you know, it all, you know, the bells start ringing now like, wow, this is a great thing. So you want to add anything to that? Alani, Naomi, Bev, you want to add anything to that about club experience? What is your guys' club experience? Cindy, what's your thought? I mean, do you see that in your club where you know, if you focus on club experience, that more people would either enjoy it or stay with your club? What's your thoughts, Cindy?
Yeah, I agree that club experience is really important, and I think it's an area that we can improve on a lot. And I think we're a lot better than we used to be at trying to engage new members and get them involved. We have a president's succession plan, which is good. So we have a PE and a PE nominee, and I think that helps because they've got time to learn. That's one of the big objections is to being president, is they don't know enough and they need to learn more first. And so I think having that kind of a succession plan out there 2 years gives them that confidence to take leadership when it's their turn.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Want to add anything to that? Nalani, what's your thought on that?
Well, I was thinking about my club. I was having a conversation with a very senior member, and he commented, you know, Nalani, I don't feel like coming to the meeting. I said, please don't leave me. I need you. And he goes, it's not fun anymore. It's always business, business, business. You know, want some fun, you know, a different speaker or somebody, not always having to go down with business about what other projects that we could do or partner with other organizations in the area. And so I said, well, you know, I will bring that up to the board meeting on your behalf. He goes, that's why you don't see me coming. And I'm really afraid because I wouldn't want to lose this guy. He was a great supporter for me, still is, but nevertheless, I really think you're right. You have to make them cry, you have to make them laugh, you have to make it fun. I believe in that, and I am, as the Alaka'i, the backup for running the meeting when my president is not there, you know, and that was the condition that I would be his wingman if, you know, if he had to leave
Yeah.
one day, you know, like, you know, I'm at the airport, I'm going here and I won't be back for the meeting. So,
Yeah.
okay, what do I write? Got it. And so, you know, I don't have a speaker, but I've got to do something, and, you know, that's my job. And so you got to make it fun and add games. I do that. I put bags of puzzles, kids puzzles, in a Ziploc bag. And if I look at the table and I'll throw it on the table and I said, okay, you've got 5 minutes to assemble this all together. What? Your time starts, and they'll start opening the bag, getting the pieces. And then when they're done, I said, you have to say Rotary when you're done. And their assembly, at first they sit back, and then when they look at it, then they get engaged, they participate. And the idea is working together. You got to work together as a team to get this piece together. And when they're done, they said, Nolani, what are we going to get? And I lift up and I grab a bag of candies and I throw it at their table. And I said, split it up among you. No, the table is right there.
Yeah.
Very close. Nobody's going to get hit. Always on the table. And they like that. I go, Nolani, you didn't tell me that's what you were going to do. That's why you got to come. You have to
Yeah.
to do. That's, you know.
Yeah, we bought a bingo set, so we're gonna start, I mean, short little bingo games. Bev, what's your thought? You know, we're in the same town, you know, so we're a little bit limited in the amount of in-person speakers we can have. Because there's only so many nonprofits interested. I mean, there's interesting things that we can do. But what's your thought about trying to get interesting and engaging meetings? I mean, we have brought people in on Zoom, which ended up okay. What's your thought?
Okay, thank you, Benson. I was having a lot of thoughts while you were speaking. I kind of remember my days in sales and marketing when we were taught that people, when you're talking to them, they want to call you back because of the way you made them feel, not so much of the product that you're promoting, but how they felt in talking to you. And that's why you keep getting repeat business from them, because you made them feel pretty good. And the other thing I was thinking about too is that people don't leave organizations, they leave relationships. They leave the lack of relationship or the lack of having that connection. So it's not Rotary that people are leaving. I believe they're leaving because they're not getting a sense of connection or belonging. And that's what we will need to start working on, to make sure that when people at Rotary, they walk out of there feeling really good, and that their time was used wisely too. So, and to answer your question, one of the things we're talking about starting in our club is there's so many interesting people in our club that have great backgrounds, that had great experience, maybe in business, maybe in any type of even their hobbies or whatever. We're going to start having more of our members to speak, and this is the opportunity to get to know them, know what they do, and to also for them to kind of connect with us. So yeah, we all using the same speakers. That's right. They're going from one Rotary meeting to another one. But I think we have like a wellspring of people in our club that can share great experiences and make it fun and exciting. So that's where we're moving to. Thank you, Benson.
Yeah, no worries. We have our little backup plan if our speaker doesn't show up, is we do this thing called 3-Up. And 3-Up is basically we randomly choose 3 people from our club, and you go up there and you sit, it's like a panel, and then we just ask you questions. And it's really, really fun.
Oh, that's
because there's some really interesting people there, and I mean, you know, people have some discretion over the questions they ask, but I'm gonna have Naomi now talk a little bit about we've got, you know, more training coming up, and you know, I know you guys are in it because you love this training, because otherwise you wouldn't be here today on a Monday night. But we've got a couple of programs coming up designed for people who haven't had any leadership experience, where you know, we've been running our district leadership academy for a few years now. Bev's a graduate of that. She came through that, so is Cindy. And so that's designed for people who have been past presidents already. But this year we're going to start a 100 level. So it can be anybody in your club. Somebody just joined Rotary, and maybe they want to learn about leadership or have an opportunity to be there. So Naomi, I'll let you talk about that.
Okay, thanks. So we're calling this Leadership 101 class Kupu Mau. So Benson said that's always learning, always growing. And so what the intent is, well, number one, to find future leaders for your clubs and help them grow their leadership skills. So it's them helping them gain the skills for themselves, not necessarily Rotary content. Okay, and so hopefully they will grow, they would find the benefit of having this training as a benefit and added value for our membership in Rotary. But another thing is for them to bond with other people in the district. So they're going to be able to work on a project. They're going to be able to have breakout sessions. And here we're expanding that belonging, that sense of belonging further than the club. And it is that relationship. And so we're trying to have that more for the district, so we have more relationships within the district and we can be as one, as a family. Okay, so Kupu Mau 101, the District Leadership Academy is a 201. So people are past the students are past presidents. They have the basic leadership skills and content behind them, and they're at a little higher level. We're also going to start a 301 level. So 301 level is like a master's program. People who are graduated, have graduated from the DLA, and now they want to, get a little deeper into the operations of the district. So we're starting that 301 program. So it's that value added. They're getting something out of Rotary, and this is our way of doing that. So we will have the normal training. And Benson, do you want me to go through the training sessions we got coming up?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. So as Alaka'i, you can help with asking people who are in positions to please go to the trainings. And it's not, sometimes they're not as fun, but we give them a lot of information so that they can raise their Rotary IQ, as Benson says. So we're going to have in August coming up, Welcome to Rotary on August 3rd. So Rotary International has encouraged districts to have Welcome to Rotary, an orientation for new members and prospects every month. So we will have that every month. And if this is like the big picture, what Rotary is all about. When you do your orientation in your club, it's specific to your club. This one is, that big, what is Rotary really about? So August 3rd is Welcome to Rotary. And then right after that, we added a new Zoom, and that is for community service chairs. And so we're going to be talking about what Ted would like to do. Ted has this thing called Days of Service, Rotary Days of Service. So he would like the clubs to do a service project in September on some kind of educational theme. So for education, do a service project. And then in April, do a service project on environment. So he's calling these things Days of Service. So Nathan Graves, who is the community service chair for the district, he's going to be having an information session on Saturday from 10 to 11. Okay. But international service, global grants, district grants, foundation, there's so much information that we thought that we would have a meeting with your foundation chairs and presidents to talk about what they need to do for Foundation Month and Polio Plus Month, World Polio Day Month. That's in October. So for Foundation and international service, there's on August 24th, international service and global grants. September 28th is foundation planning for your chairs to kind of talk about what they need to do within the club. And then October 12th is global grant fair. So hopefully we'll have some global grants that you can decide how to put your allocation towards. Then the grant qualification is October 26th, and that's where we need the 2 people to go. So if you can prep your whoever is going to be handling the finances for the grants and doing the grants, grant projects, ask them to please attend. Your president-elect should be attending that session, and we'll go over, what the qualifications are, what you need to be doing for grants, so how to qualify for the following year's grants. Okay, and then in November, we have the foundation. So a lot of training opportunities coming up, but the whole purpose is to get to the people who know the training. So not everybody is going to every one, but there is something for everybody. Right, Benson? Did I cover it?
Yeah, there's something for everybody out there. So that's basically kind of what we had planned for tonight. The important thing for us is that our job is just to continue to put information out there, right? And people take all the information, some of it, parts of it, and then they utilize it to try to make their Rotary experience better, or to help, like you guys who are leaders in your clubs, try to make better experience for yourself and everybody else in your club. So we'd love to hear from you guys. So Tina, you just Naomi said you guys just inducted a couple of new members. So tell us what's happening. Yeah, tell us what's happening there. Where did they come? How did you guys do that?
Well, about 3 of them, I kind of knew, and I've been talking to them for over a year probably. And as I got closer to being the president, I got more excited about Rotary, and I was telling them about we're international, we do all these great things, we do good in the community, and they got excited. And one of the members, she works in graduate studies at Hawaii Pacific University. So I'm going to be talking to her about maybe possibly creating a Rotaract club from HPU and getting involved with youth services. And then the other members are connected to the military. So we have some kind of other sponsors that brought in some military members, and that's really important to us as Pearl Harbor Rotary Club because we're so close to Hickam, Pearl Harbor, Fort Shafter, and Camp Smith. And so we got them involved. But so yeah, the momentum's kind of just going, and I have about 2 or 3 more people on the back burner coming down the line. So growing the club, getting excitement, hearing what they want to do. August 12th, after our next meeting, I'm going to have a new member orientation. So I'm going to kind of let the new members know what's the culture of our club, what's the history of our club, and answer their questions.
Wow, that's great. Hey, James, Victoria, you guys got anything you want to add in here before we wind up for the night? I'm just watching to see if you guys unmute. Okay, James, when he's sent to bed, no problem. Okay, Cindy, any last thoughts from you? Okay. Well, Victoria, go ahead. Yeah,
I just
Victoria,
want
go
to
ahead.
say that thank you everyone for your input. I learned quite a bit from this meeting.
Okay, great. Well, we're always here and, can do stuff. So, yeah, no problem. Feel free to call on us. Cindy, any last thoughts from you?
No, the meeting was really good, very informative, and I learned a lot more about what it means to be Alaka'i. So I'm excited for the year ahead.
Okay, well, we are too. Okay, any last thoughts? We're just about at the top of the hour, man. Time zips by when you're having fun. Go ahead, Tina.
So I just wanted to share that I appreciated what Nalani had to say with the games because I think that's important. I created a Rotary Jeopardy board game that I
Really? Awesome.
I haven't brought up, and it's all about different aspects of Rotary. And so I'm going to whip that out at one of the meetings. And then I have Rotary Bingo. And we're going to do that for Christmas. We're going to have a Christmas party where I'm going to have like little word scramble games. And then I'll have people sing Christmas songs, and I'm going to bake cookies. So I'm going to make that like a fun meeting. So
I gotta make it fun. That is great. Yeah, Rotary Jeopardy. I mean, I'm sure somebody's already kind of figured that one out. So
yeah.
Rotary Jeopardy. Okay.
I want to play.
Yeah, well, at the next meeting, I'll put some time aside and you can just show us how that works. I mean,
Sure.
that would be super cool. And just
I could share it with everybody too, because I think it'd be fun for the members, because you're learning. Even the new members are learning something, but you're having fun. And I plan to put the new members with the older members in like little teams, so they can interact and get to know each other. So
That'd be awesome.
Do those cookies go with wine?
Yes, they do, but I don't know. We'll have to see if I can smuggle it into where we meet.
Okay, folks. Well, thanks a lot for joining us on Monday night, man. We know you have a lot of other choices of things that you could do, but man, when you show up for Rotary, it's good. It's like the ripple effect, right? The stuff that happens here goes out and affects people everywhere. So
Yeah, I'm in California, so it's 11 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Okay, well,
True love.
thanks. That's true love. That's dedication.
And
Okay,
thank you to
folks,
Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria, thank you for coming.
If there's something that we can help Rotaract, please let us know. We're here to support you.
Thank you, will do.
Okay, folks, we'll try to get you a little bit earlier notice next time. So maybe we can get more people here. So appreciate you guys coming and have a
Thank
good
you.
rest of your evening. Take care.
Thank you.